Hi guys, welcome. So in my last video I did promise that I'll begin to show you new care assistant jobs with sponsorship so that you can apply, you can take advantage of it, especially now that if you haven't seen that last video, go watch it. Especially now that they have provided more funds and extended the care worker scheme. So the UK is still hiring care workers. Now this is a new one. You can see here written new care assistant jobs available. That's with sponsorship. That's why sponsorship is written here by Lifted Care. So I would provide this link for you to go and apply, but in this video I'll show you exactly how to go about it. So keep watching till the end because you wouldn't want to miss any step. Now on this other side, when you click on it, when you click on this one written sponsorship available, it brings up it to on the right hand side. Then you click on apply on company website. Before that, you can even see some of the details on this page. Let me scroll down. So you can see full job description on my screen. Are you ready to live lives with us? We have fantastic sponsorship opportunities for UK and non-UK based care assistants to join our team lifting lives across the UK. So if you are abroad outside the UK, this is an excellent opportunity for you, and if you're within the UK, it's an opportunity for you to apply as well. Okay, now you see a brief overview of the company. It was named as the country best home care provider in 2021. This is just a brief overview of the company. If you scroll down further, you will see some more, and you will also see all the benefits. Sponsorship to work as a carer in the UK. So they have clearly written the ones that state no sponsorship. Please, if you're outside of the UK, there will be no need to apply because you will require sponsorship to come into the UK. So unless you are already on ground, you're within the UK, then you can apply for those ones. But this one applies to both those that are outside as well as those that are within the UK. Sponsorship to work as carer in the UK from £18,000 per annum, fully paid training, fortnightly pay. They are just listing out the benefits. Guaranteed hours available, great opportunity to develop your skills through training, career progression pathways available as well. So you can say, now you go to this apply on company website, click on it. When you click on it, it takes you to the next page for you to apply. Now you can see UK based care assistant sponsorship clearly written, rather sponsorship available. I keep emphasizing this because some people outside the UK would apply for jobs that clearly states that they don't offer sponsorship or they don't have the license to offer sponsorship, and then you expect they get back to you. They won't get back to you because they don't offer sponsorship. They cannot take you because they cannot bring you in. So the only ones you apply are ones like this. I will drop the link at the end of this video and you go and apply. Be one of the first candidates to apply. Now a few questions which I'll just run through so that when you're applying it becomes very easy and straightforward for you. Are you currently living in the UK? So if you're outside, you say no, of course, and if you're within, yes. So let's assume and say no. For instance, let's assume this is being done by someone outside the UK. and be truthful. Don't say I'm within the UK when you are outside. That's like shooting yourself in the foot, because if they do call you, they find out that you are outside, they just drop you like a hot bag of potatoes. And so if you're outside, clearly state that you're outside and you require sponsorship, especially when they say, please tell us about your current visa. Tell us about your current visa. Is if you're within the UK, you tell them when your visa, maybe you have a student visa, for instance, you tell them when it's expiring. You write a short, a few sentences about your visa. But if you are outside, you clearly state sponsorship required in this box. Sponsorship. What am I writing? Sponsorship required. So you clearly state in just a brief sentence that you require sponsorship, so that they know from the onset. Yes. So are you vaccinated? You require 2 doses of vaccination. If you are vaccinated, you say yes. If you're not, you say no. And countries like, there are several countries that you can get your vaccination card very quickly. So that won't be a problem at all. Which roles are you interested in? So if I were you, I'll expand my options, especially if you're abroad. You don't really want to be so selective, because you want an employer that would bring you in. You want to have a chance, especially above those that are within. So you can tick more than one. Living carer simply means you live in the house of your client. Day shifts, you go there during the day. Night shifts, you go there during the nights. Hourly carer. So if you tick more than one box, you just increase your chances. Anything to increase your chances if you're overseas. But if you're within and you already have a current job, you then have the opportunity to be choosy, because of course you want something better, not something less than what you already have. Please tell whether you're looking for part-time or full-time. Of course, I always say full-time if you are overseas. Say full-time because you want that full pay. You do not want part-time pay. How many years of experience do you have? Now you are the one to state the number of years of experience you have. Is it 1 year as a care worker? Is it? And this involves both, your experience as a care worker, your experience as, have you cared for someone? When I say care, have you looked after an aged person? So all that counts as experience, so that you don't think you have to have a BSc in care before you are taken. Then the other question, which follows that one directly, are you a qualified nurse in your home country? If you're not a nurse, don't bother saying yes, just say no. Okay, that does not affect your chances if, let's say, nurses don't apply for this, because I noticed they have preference for nurses. What languages do you speak? List the languages you speak. Make sure you first state English. Know what they want. Because the UK is an English speaking country, you want to state English first before you start listing any other language, because the main thing you need here is to have a good command of English. Do you hold a driving license valid in the UK? Understand that when it comes to this driving license, it's tricky, because understand that you can use your international driving license in the UK for 1 year. So state it here if you're overseas, but if you're in the UK, if your 1 year has expired, you have to also state it. I always say, be truthful in your application. Please don't say what you don't have. Do you have access to a car? Let's say you're overseas and you don't have access to a car. Say no, so that they know upfront. There are some care companies that give out car that you can use, but it's better to state it clearly, and that you don't have access to a car if you do not, unless you know that you can come in and you have maybe a relative that can provide their car or anything like that. Then you say yes. Do you have holidays planned in the next 6 months which will last longer than 2 weeks? Please provide details. Trust me, these questions is a bit tricky because they want to know if you will be stable on the job or you are about to dash off for a holiday. Of course, if you're coming into a job, you should at least be there for the first 6 months. Finish your probation before you now start heading out for holidays, unless there's something urgent. It's definitely not going to be a holiday, because holidays are not urgent. So you're looking for this job, especially if you're looking for sponsorship and they sponsor you and you come into the UK. Trust me, try and do the job for 6 months at least before you say, probably I want to go back home to visit my country. So you say no. And next question is, which UK location are you willing to work in? So here, if you're overseas, my advice again is state UK wide, unless you have a particular preference for a particular part of the UK. But if not, if your plan is just to get a job in the UK that will sponsor you and bring you out of your country to the UK, just say UK wide. Don't be choosy. Don't say no, I must be in the South or I must be in East Midlands, unless you are already on ground. In the UK, you're already, let's say you're a student, you want to get a job because your student visa is over. You can now be choosing. Maybe you want to remain in a particular place. Then you can then be choosing depending on how much time anyway you have left on your student visa. So good. Next one is, tell us a little about yourself, your professional care experience, and what inspires you to be a carer. 5 minutes max. So you see, you are going to record a video here. You're not writing it out. So you can record the video and then upload. You can record the video directly on the application, or you can upload the one you've recorded. My advice to you would be, go and do your video and perfect it. If possible, if you need to write what you want to say on a piece of paper, on a pad, and keep it and have something to look at while you do your video. Of course you wouldn't let the notepad show in the video. So perfect it. Be sure you're happy with the video before you upload it here, because if you do it record directly, then you probably, it's just that you one chance, and if you make a mistake, it might reduce your chance of scoring this job. So I advise you, please go and do your video, then you just come and click upload. So when you click upload, it takes you to your downloads or to your computer. You just attach and then proceed with your application. Will you be making your own relocation arrangements prior to starting work? So if you will make your own relocation arrangements, you just say yes. Personally, I would say yes, because you should at least have a relocation arrangement. Means you pay for your visa, you get yourself ready, get yourself over. After you have been sent the sponsorship, you the COS, that's what it's called. You go apply for a visa yourself, not waiting for them to apply for you. So I would just say yes, so just so they know that they're not going to have to do everything for you. So the next question is some scenario based questions. Scenario question 1: you arrive at a client's home to find Mr. Smith has had a fall and is still on the floor. What do you do? This is a question you have to research. Before you research, have your answer, write it out, correct the grammar before you paste it on here. Okay, don't just type whatever comes to your mind. Be sure you're writing what is correct. Of course, it has to involve contacting the ambulance, because you won't just come and grab him and start lifting him up like that. You might cause more harm than good. So that's why I said research your answer. You have the whole of Google and all its other tools to research your answer. Write it neatly out on your computer, then paste it here. Okay, that's how to, because this is not, you are not right in front of them, so it's a good thing that you have some time now in your application to get your answers right. Okay, and don't leave this place blank. Don't leave it blank, or don't just write one sentence or just anything that comes to your mind. Please take time with these questions. That's my honest advice to you, because they usually screen with such scenario questions. Those that didn't answer it, or that just felt it's not necessary and just answer one word or one sentence, might be screened out. The application might be screened out first, even without anything, without checking any other thing. So scenario question 2: you notice that your client is experiencing a change in behavior. What do you do? Okay, the reason they ask this scenario question is to, like, they're trying to know the kind of person you are, how much experience you have with caring for somebody. Like the first question that says you come and you see that your client has fallen on the ground, had a fall. What do you do? This one, change of behavior. What do you do? The next one, please describe your understanding of risk assessment. Google is your friend, but also avoid what's called plagiarism. So whenever you pick something from Google, which is not bad, of course your research will involve Google and all other things, online search, but you have to rephrase it. Remember to rephrase it, put it in your own words, rephrase it, and then put it on here. Don't just copy and paste extracts from Google and paste. No, it's not. That's not the right way to do it. Then finally, you have the place for personal information. This is where you state your name. Let's say Jane, and you state your last name, your email, your phone number, and then you can upload your CV as well. Remember to include your care experience on your CV, please, when you attach it. Additional files, if you have any document you want to add to the application, just to boost. Maybe you have a care certificate, or you have something related, just attach it here, upload it here. Then the cover letter is, I believe you know what a cover letter is. So Google how to write a care works cover letter. Okay, if you studied, let's say, a different course, you wouldn't just use the cover letter for what you have been using to come and apply for care. You have to tailor it, customize it to apply to this particular job. Okay, then the privacy policy, you just tick it and tick. Once you tick, then you can submit your application. You are done. So I believe that running through this can help guide you, should be able to guide you. If you have watched this from beginning to end, it should serve as a guide for you to quickly make your application When I say quickly, that doesn't mean you won't put your best into it. Please put your best into it, because they often read it, especially those scenario questions. Then once you're done, you just come here and click submit application. So if you have questions, drop questions. If you have questions from anything I've said or from the last care video, drop it in the description box below. I will check in there and answer your question. Drop your questions rather in the comment box below. I'll drop the link to this job in the description box. So check the description box for the link, so that instead of you going to find it out yourself, you just click on the link and it takes you straight here and you complete your application. Okay, if you're yet to subscribe
now.